From Columbus, the center of Ohio, this is music from the heartland with songs at the center. This episode features Danika Holmes Jeb Hart, Christon CGRAY, and Weatherman. Major funding provided by The Ohio State University, James Cancer Hospital, and Solov Research Institute. No two people are exactly alike, and neither are their cancers. At the James, we believe there is no routine cancer. Learn more at cancer.osu.edu/cancer. Additional funding provided by the Academy of Country Music Lifting Lives Program, the Ohio Arts Council, and France & Associates.
Hi, I'm Eric Gnezda, and thanks for tuning in to Songs at the Center. We're coming to you from Lakewood, Ohio, on the banks of Lake Erie, and we are at the Beck Center for the Arts. And with us tonight are four fabulous songwriters. We have with us, originally from Iowa, Jeb Hart and Danika Holmes. Christon CGRAY from Columbus, Ohio. And Weatherman, who's from all over the world, the country. He travels so much we never know quite where to say he's from, but he calls Worthington, Ohio his home. So happy to have him with us. Well, Danika and Jeb, you both grew up on the banks of the Mississippi River in Iowa. And how has that helped you connect with audiences all over the country that you play for?
I love being from the Midwest. I'm so proud of being from Iowa. And in the Midwest, like, people are just friendly, but it's kind of crazy when we go to the coasts. We always meet those people who are like, oh, people actually live there, and you live there. It's crazy. So that's kind of something funny that happens to us more than you would think.
And the two of you write together, but Jeb, you're one heck of a guitar player, and we can't wait to hear you play.
Well, thank you.
And you're going to do a song for us called Black Swan.
Yes, we are.
What's the background of this song?
Well, as writers, a lot of times we put our own experiences and lives into our songs, and this one was completely different. It has nothing to do with us. This is the story of two people that we know, and we had the privilege of writing this for them.
Great. Let's hear Black Swan.
I was 6 years from home, and I was sitting in a bar and desperately alone. I never had that kind of Shakespeare love, and tragedy is all I've ever known. But I thought I overheard my name, turned my head, and life forever changed. You flipped my life upside down. Now you've got my head spinning, heart thumping, thrilling in love. Oh, you make me feel so alive. Yeah, yeah. You've got my head spinning, heart thumping, thrilling in love. You're all I say. Yeah, we were meant to be. And summer drinks and daffodils on the lawn, and making up for time until daylight's gone. And moonlight looks down and watches dance, witness to a romance, rare as a black swan. And my life turned into a dream. How's this happening to me? You've got my head in the clouds, thumping, thrilling in love. You're all I see. Yeah, we were meant to be. My head spinning, my heart thumping, thrilling in love. Oh, you make me feel so alive, yeah. And you've got my head spinning, heart thumping, thrilling in love. You're all I see, yeah. And we were meant to be.
Danika Holmes and Jeb Hart. Beautiful. Thanks for joining us.
For me, it's not just about one song. It's about the entire album or the entire live show. It's the whole experience. So it's hard for me to say, I want one song to do this. For me, it's, you know, if people are listening to our album or seeing us at a concert, at some point, I want them to laugh, and at some point, I want them to cry, and I want them to leave feeling something, anything, just moving them to feelings.
Weatherman, it's good to see you. I've seen you perform many times. It's great to have you on the show. This is kind of the era for musicians is the DIY, the do-it-yourself, and you've been quite successful with that arrangement of your career. And tell us a little bit about how you've put things together and made a career for yourself.
Well, I started Weatherman 10 years ago, and I just released my 8th album this last Friday. And honestly, I can say that the only reason that I'm DIY is because I was so stubborn for a long time. I got approached by a lot of people, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to work with somebody unless I really trusted them. And a lot of the people I just didn't trust. I didn't get a good vibe from them. And the rest of it, you know, it's all been trial and error. It's a lot of really learning the ropes my own way by failing a lot of the time or kind of figuring out how hard it is to make things work from the booking agency or from the booking side, from the promoting side to the, you know, getting your website developed to, I've done my own producing and engineering on my records, and I've really gotten almost the full spectrum of what it's like to be a DIY musician. I wouldn't recommend it to most people because it is the hardest thing you can probably do as a musician to continue to be that persistent. And I don't know what. It's just a large pain tolerance, I think, that I have, because I don't have any other explanation why I kept waking up the next day and saying, yeah, that wasn't so bad. I'll keep going. Why not?
Well, you've been really successful at it.
Thank you.
You have a song called 6 Rivers.
Yep. This is the first track from the new album, and like I said, a lot of times when we're traveling around, we get to go to some amazing places, and this country is full of them. And this song is about the time that I spend in nature and what that does for me as a person, which is a great deal. My soul kind of gets filled up every time in between shows when I can spend a good amount of time in nature with my wife and my dog. So this is the song that speaks to that, and it's also about this kind of constant process of trying to become a better person through that. I'm aiming to better my truth whether I am with pride and full. Because words are wasted only by fools who don't admit they're losing still. These days I'm aiming to leave Weatherland, to try to give back what I can. My footprint is light. If I'm doing it right, well then I'm being a better man. I'm aiming to calm it all down, guiding my heart to my mind. Is it too much to ask to just relax and keep up your end of the path? But these days I'm aiming to be none the wise, to inspire me all the advice. Well, to just be happy without compromise and reside in 6 rivers for a while. I reside in 6 rivers for a while. I reside in 6 rivers for a while.
Thank you. Weatherman, thank you.
The only time I played at the Bluebird in Nashville, my folks had been, it had taken a long time for them to come around to this music life because I didn't graduate college. I got kicked off the lacrosse team. I had a lot of set acts, in their minds, and they thought I was kind of just going to be one of those bumming around musicians the rest of my life. But my dad came and my mom came to that show, and that was one of my first real true listening experiences shows. And I sold probably 50 CDs afterwards, and my dad was just enthralled. He was like, I can't believe all these people came, and everybody, there's a line around the corner the whole time, like every Sunday night. And I think for the first time he saw that there was progress and there was a future.
Well, RCA recording artist Christon Gray is with us there at the keyboard. I love to see a songwriter in front of a keyboard.
That's the only way to do it, man.
When you write a lot of different kinds of music, R&B, rap, and Christian music.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, though, we were talking earlier about the fact that, you kind of view your music as inspirational or positive, and sometimes we get labeled by others. And so how do you view your music, the music that they call Christian music? What would you call it?
I call it human. I think whether it's, I spent a lot of time in the Christian music industry, but then also in the mainstream. And I think in a lot of ways, like what you would classify as your more popular mainstream music or some of your popular Christian music, some of it just kind of lacks a level of honesty to me, from a more personal standpoint. Maybe a good job of breaking down ideologies or kind of showcasing feelings or emotions, but to get to the root of a person, it's kind of hidden sometimes. So I just kind of write from my real life experiences, no matter how embarrassing they may be or what joys and triumphs or failures I may be sharing, because I know that I'm telling somebody else's story. So I classify it as human. Maybe we'll make a new genre.
Yeah, human music. Boy, that's great.
I mean, with streaming now, genres are kind of like,
that's right.
Who cares?
Well, I love it. Well, you're going to do a song called Afraid With You.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Afraid with You is literally a song that talks about being afraid of how much love you have for a person. Because when you're in a relationship of any sort, you do put a lot of risk on the table. That could be a parent to a child, that could be in marriage, it could be in friendships. The risk of love. Mine particularly was speaking of a love relationship, and I just expressed the highest peak of fear in love. So, hope you enjoy it. I'm not afraid to watch you go. I'm not afraid to watch you leave. Ba-da-da-da. And I'm not afraid to say goodbye. And I'm not afraid to set you free. Now it's 1 a.m, I'm trying to ignore it. The problem isn't gone away. I'm tired of fighting and I'm tired of writing. So hard to find the words to say. But not afraid of the games that we'll play. Afraid of us fading away. Through the ups and the downs we've been through. I'm so afraid of the way I love you. And I can't explain what I don't know. I can't explain what it's gonna be. With all this pain, I love you so. As long as it ends with you and me. Now it's 2 a.m, I'm trying to ignore it. The problem isn't gone away. I'm tired of fighting and I'm tired of writing. So hard to find the words to say. I'm not afraid of the games that we'll play. Afraid of us fading away. I'm not afraid that you'll always be true. But I'm afraid of the way I love you. But I don't wanna see you go. Watch you leave. I'm giving up on all my pride, so I can give you all of me. Now it's 3 a.m, I tried to ignore it. The problem isn't gone away. But I'll keep on writing and I'll keep on fighting till I find the words to say. Not afraid of the games that we'll play. Afraid of us fading away. I'm not afraid that you'll always be true. But I'm afraid of the way I love you. See, there's one thing better than being afraid with you. Only one thing better than being afraid with you. See, the thing that's better than being afraid with you is getting better.
Christon Gray, beautiful.
You know, in the hustle and bustle of trying to navigate through the music industry, you can forget that your songs have a direct impact on someone's personal life and story that is just as important as yours or any person's. And to see so many of those come to life in a moment, it was rewarding. It reminded me that I'm here for a reason.
Well, Weatherman, you play so many dates a year all over the country. I think last year you hit 40 states and we're in Europe. And what's it like to be on the road all the time? Does that distract you from the creative process or does it feed it?
I write in phases, so typically I try to live my life as presently as possible when we're traveling, just because, and I mean, I've gotten so used to it now where it doesn't really feel different than living, than anybody else living their own life, I guess. But we get to see, my wife and I get to see so many amazing places and meet so many amazing people that it's kind of hard to find the time even to try and write. I don't like to try and write anyways. I prefer it to be a creative process that comes naturally. So I think in ways, writing on the road is not necessarily my thing, but when I get done or when we take breaks and whatnot, all that stuff that I've learned or experiences that I've had kind of make their way and end up coming into song later on, like, post travels, so or post tour, I guess.
Right. Well, you also are a man of conviction.
Good segue into the title. I like that. This song is kind of about that very thing. It's about the struggle of trying to continuously be a better person. And for me, that kind of starts with speaking from your mind and your heart at the same time. And it's such a hard thing to do. And that's what this song is about. So I guess I'll just play it. No matter where I am, well, I have the tendencies to be forgetful. Strong weed and never steal, only go so far with the weight I pull. But lately, it's unmistakable. Lately, it's been within my control. Roaming this familiar land, letting it get out of hand. Oh, it's such a struggle. Man, it's such a long haul. Keeping our minds full, yeah, we're being mindful. But I'm crossing hearts and I swear up and down to be well aware without losing ground. No, 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 no. Solitude not pains me to admit a truth that I kill myself over what I can't undo. But lately it's unmistakable. Lately it's been within my control. Roaming this familiar land, well, I'm letting it get out of hand. Hey, and it's such a struggle. Man, it's such a long haul. When we're keeping our minds full, yeah, we're being mindful. But I'm crossing hearts and swearing up and down to be well aware without losing ground. No, 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 no.
Well, thank you for joining our circle. I'm Eric Gnezda, and I hope you'll come visit us in Ohio sometime, where you'll always find Songs at the Center. We'll see you next time.
Major funding provided by The Ohio State University, James Cancer Hospital, and Solove Research Institute. No two people are exactly alike, and neither are their cancers. At the James, we believe there is no routine cancer. Learn more at cancer.osu.edu/cancer. Additional funding provided by the Academy of Country Music Lifting Lives Program, the Ohio Arts Council, and France & Associates. Learn more about Songs at the Center at songsatthecenter.tv.